What's happening, everyone? Hope you're having a lovely one out there. Thank you as always for being here and for clicking on the video. Let's go ahead and return to some Rush, why don't we? I almost pressed the wrong button. Anyways, I know technically we're really listening to like the first album, like we're technically listening to that one, but I was going through like the favorite songs that you guys had recommended, and this one's one. So I said, you know what? I do feel like listening to Rush. I do want to listen to one of your favorite songs. So here we are. As we are. So we're listening to this track of, not Vapor Trails, we're listening to the track Ghost Rider off of the album Vapor Trails, released in 2002. This is their 17th studio album. I gotta tell you, you know how like even if you haven't heard a certain album, you're familiar with at least certain album covers? I've never seen this album cover in my life. I thought I almost knew all of their album covers, and even if I haven't heard the album, like I'm familiar with them, but I have never seen that one. So anyways, we're listening to this particular track because it is the favorite song from Kivy Mick. And I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Kivy Mick or Kivy Mike. If there's no E on the end, so I'm going Kivy. We're going to call you KM. So thank you so much for the recommendation. Like I said, this is your favorite song that you chose for me to listen to. And I couldn't help, because I'm reading the comments as I obviously, look through the comments to figure out tracks to listen to. And you said that the lyrics of this song are born from Neil Peart's motorbike tour after the loss of his daughter and his wife. I had no idea. And then as I'm looking at the Wikipedia page, like I couldn't help it but just like read a little bit. After the Test for Echo tour finished in July 1997, Neil Peart suffered the loss of his daughter and then his wife in separate tragedies. As a result, the group entered an extended hiatus. I have never heard of that, but how incredibly like devastating. Like that is just absolutely tragic to me. So I just want to listen to this song. Let's go ahead and dive into it. I've talked enough in the beginning. Vapor Trail. Wait, I almost chose the wrong song. I have almost done it again. Ghost Rider is what we're listening to today. You chose Ghost Rider. I got you. Here we go. Love Alex's guitar tone there. There's a certain journeying aspect to it. Nice rolls. Hi-hat work here.
Riding
just like an open road before you. I like how they intersect these brief moments of musical reflection, briefly before hitting the road again. That's a really really good song, especially knowing the story behind the lyrics. I'm actually curious. I'm gonna look really quick to see who wrote this. I know that Neil wrote most of the lyrics for Yes, but he didn't write everything. So it kind of takes on different perspectives depending on who wrote it. Did the band write it, of course, with Neil in mind, or did Neil write this as something for himself? It can go either way on that. We'll look into that in a second. But the song does have this air and this theme of driving. You can easily hear it being like a motorcycle song, being like an open road song, a driving song. It has the momentum, the textures from Alex's guitar, which Lifeson always has these really nice textures that he plays with, the echo and the reverb, and like here it does sound like it's journeying. And I like those little moments where just before it moves off of, or I'm sorry, I think it was back into it was after the chorus, before moving back into the verse. There's those little moments where it gets quiet. His picking becomes more direct, a little bit more atmospheric. And to me, those are like those quiet moments, even as you're driving, you're on your adventure. It's exciting in many ways. You're getting away from things. But there's those moments where you stop and rest. And now you're kind of left alone with your thoughts in this solitude. And for me, those are those musical moments that they kind of explored there. And I just like how Alex picked that up when it came to that part. Of course, Neil, he sounds really wonderful on the drums. And I love those fills that he brings in, especially from the high toms. I always love that sound when it's brought into something that's so deep with the rest of the drum set. Those high toms as you move down, and then boom boom da ba boom boom da, or whatever the rhythm may be. Like, it just sounds fun. It brings a nice diversity into the music. I like his hi-hat work in the beginning. That's displayed in probably most of the first half of the song. And then Geddy sounds really good as well. I like him, when he's, singing like a banshee in his higher register. But I like when he sings in his lower register, like when we listen to Later Day Rush as well. There's just something very, I don't know, still powerful, but just more earthly, perhaps, about his voice. And like Ariadne, I think that you might even like his voice at this particular phase. It's not as high. And I know that that's something that you don't like so much. I begin to know some of everyone's little nuances. But anyways, musically, obviously great. But let's look into the lyrics, because this is deep. So Neil did write the lyrics on this one. So now that we have that perspective, you can almost imagine Neil writing this for himself, okay? So he's telling himself, pack up all those phantoms, shoulder that invisible load. I love that line, invisible load. This grief, this tragedy that happened to him, it's invisible, right? The load is invisible, rather. And no one else is going to feel that load or feel that pain, that grief, the same way, of course, as he is. So he has to shoulder that invisible load. Keep on riding north and west, haunting that wilderness road like a ghost rider. Carry all those phantoms. I really like that line as well. Carry all those phantoms. Carry that invisible load. Of course, the memories of the dead and the loved ones that you've lost, carrying those phantoms with you. But it's not in a negative way. It's taking them with you through the bitter wind and stormy skies, from the desert to the mountain, from the lowest low to the highest high. Keep on riding north and west, then circle south and east. Show me beauty, but there is no peace. He is searching everywhere He's first described the cardinal directions of north and west. Now it's south and east. Just going anywhere to find peace on this long journey. And he's asking, show me beauty, but there is no peace for the Ghost Rider. Shadows on the road behind, shadows on the road ahead. Nothing can stop you now. There's going to be bad things, of course, that happened recently, but now they're in the past. There's going to be more things ahead as well. There's shadows everywhere, but you have to keep on moving. You have to. Sunrise in the mirror lightens the invisible load, riding on a nameless quest, haunting that wilderness road. I like this line of a lot, sunrise in the mirror. So if sunrise is in the mirror, then sunset is ahead of you, which means new life is behind you. That's gone. Not reincarnation, but like refreshing, reinvigorating, like that's behind you. You're driving towards a sunset. And for all of us in life, we are all driving towards a sunset. But I like how he says that lightens that invisible load. So even though, we all have a morbid eventuality, the beauty of life kind of like inspires you to keep on moving, to keep on driving. And of course, this is just inspired by his driving, but also, life. Just an escape artist racing against the night, a wandering hermit racing towards the light. From the white sands to the canyon lands, to the redwood stands, to the barren lands, sunrise on the road behind, sunset on the road ahead. I guess he did spell it out right there. There's nothing to stop you now. Nothing can stop you now. So there's a word I'm trying to think of. The resilience, yes, but the self-statement of you have to keep going. There's another word I was trying to think of, but I can't think of what that was. But obviously, what a wonderful track and really great lyrics, especially very hard-hitting due to those tragedies. But yeah, that's a great piece of music. Thank you so much for the recommendation. Thank you so much for sharing your favorite song with me, Kivi. I appreciate that. The rest of you, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. You can follow me on Twitter, support the channel on Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you don't have to, but you can. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day, your evening, your afternoon, your morning, your sunrise, your sunset, and I will see you all later. Bye, guys.